Hi everyone, today I want to review two books that I've read recently and have absolutely adored. Before I start, if I sound like I've got a cold, I'm really sorry. Hay fever season is absolutely rampant, which is really weird because it's really cloudy outside and it looks like it's about to rain. The two books I want to review are The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende and also Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. I'm going to start with The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. This book follows 4 generations of the same family. It's set in Chile, and it goes through the political and social situations that Chile has gone through around the time that the book is set in. It also includes a lot of magical realism, and that's really all I can tell you about the plot because so much happens. It's absolutely insane. There isn't one storyline. I can't tell you one definitive storyline that happens in this book. There are so many characters and there are so many plot points that I could be here for a year probably discussing all of them with you, but I loved this book so much. It was written in a style that's very much classical. It reminds you of the classics, I guess, the old books like Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. It's not quite written in the exact same style, it's still a bit more modern than that, but it really gives that essence of this book being a classic. And I really love that. The magical realism is written so well into it that several times I would completely forget that it's not normal for people to levitate tables and chairs and do all these things, but that happens in the book and you go along with it, and more than go along with it, you forget that it's strange and you forget that it's magical because it's written to appear so normal in the book. I don't think I've ever read a book where the magic has appeared so normal. So I love the magical realism in this. The variety of characters are so diverse. They are actually very easy to keep track of, which is a really good thing. I was very worried about whether I would be able to keep track of all the characters. I thought I would maybe forget who was who or forget names, but it was written in such a way that it was easy to remember who was which character and what role they had in the story, and they were so well fleshed out as well. Also, one thing I have to say is the continuity and the attention to detail in this book is absolutely spot on. All these links all interweave into each other, and it's really fun spotting the continuity points of it, spotting the things that have appeared in the past and seeing where they are in the present. It really adds to the whole feel of history and it makes it seem so real. Overall, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. I really want to read some more of her books. The House of the Spirits, I would very highly recommend. Now, next book, or I should say graphic novel, is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. I have absolutely fallen in love with this book. I didn't think I would. I thought I would like it. I heard good things and I was really excited to read it. I couldn't wait to pick it up. But oh my god guys, this book is so good. It's a fantasy book about a girl who pairs up with one of the villains in the story, and she wants to work with the villain to kind of take down the king and overrule the kingdom with this villain. The villain is called Lord Ballister Blackheart. The girl's Nimona, obviously, but then she's hiding a secret and you don't really know what it is, and obviously you find out later. It reminds me a little bit of Gallivant in a way. If you've seen that show, it got cancelled. I'm really sad because that show is amazing. But it's got a very similar sort of humour. I didn't expect this to be as funny as I found it, but literally the second page I was crying with laughter on the second page. And then throughout most of the book I was just literally laughing out loud. I showed my friends just one page of this book and she was rolling around laughing. She thought it was hilarious as well. This book actually became like quite emotional as well. I wouldn't say like I didn't cry, it's not that emotional, but it kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. It makes you feel some things and think about the book a bit. My favourite character in this, I think, is Nimona, but I do love, what's his name? Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin. I just love that name, it's so funny. The dialogue is absolutely fantastic in this book. I loved it so much. Nimona and the way she goes about these adventures, so to speak, to take down the kingdom. The way she does it is so funny. She's like a 4-year-old who's hyped up on sugar and just goes around destroying everything. And then Lord Blackheart is chasing after her going, no, stop! You have Goldenloin and Blackheart who really live up to the fantasy name and really play by the rules of a typical fantasy genre. I mean, you've got Nimona who comes in and just crashes everything and does whatever she wants. It's the clash of what we expect versus what actually happens. It kind of takes you by surprise and it really makes for some really comical moments. So yet again, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. I would so highly recommend you pick this up. It's fantastic. It's got dragons, it's got sharks, it's got knights and fighting, and I love this. You should really read it. So those are 2 books that I highly recommend you to read. Have you read any of those? If you have, please let me know in the comments below what you thought about them. Also, if you've heard of any other books by these 2 authors, please let me know what other books you've read of them that you really like, and I'll try and pick up those books. But for now, I hope you're all well, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! And try and see if I can get some tickets to go earlier.